Hello, you're listening to Got Clutter, Get Organized. I am your host, Janet M. Taylor, and I want to say hello if you're a regular listener, and welcome if you're listening for the very first time. I hope you're having a great start to your week. In this episode, I am having a conversation with a fellow organizer, Tracy McCubbin, and she's going to be talking about her book and also how she's helping her clients declutter. And I will also be sharing my product suggestion, app suggestion, repurpose suggestion, and book suggestion for this week. And my question for you this week is, does decluttering make you feel better? I know it makes me feel better. I just got finished a whole shredding session, and I got rid of those 2 bags and boxes of shredding, so I feel really great. So before I bring on my conversation with Tracy, I went to Everyday Health, and they said when there's lots of clutter, you lose control over your physical environment, which is defeating and can bring on stress, depression, or anxiety, says Dr. Catherine Roster. So, my conversation today is with Tracy McCubbin, and Tracy has always referred to herself as an obsessive, compulsive, delightful, but who knew she could turn that trait into a booming business. While working for a major television director in Los Angeles, Tracy discovered she had the ability to see through any mess and clearly envision a clutter-free space. Coupled with keen time management and organizational skills, Tracy soon found more and more people were asking for her help. Before she knew it, dClutterfly was born. 12 years and thousands of decluttered homes later, Tracy knew it was time to take what she had learned working with her clients and write a book to help others dealing with clutter. She is author of the best-selling book, Making Space Clutter-Free, the last book on decluttering you'll ever need, and is a regular featured expert in the media, including the Washington Post, the Wall Street Journal, Home and Family, Real Simple, and lots of others. Tracy grew up with family members who were hoarders and knows firsthand that the effects of living amongst an accumulation of possessions goes far beyond the home walls. This personal experience gives her an advantage over most professional organizers, as she has a unique understanding of the mindset of the organizationally and spatially challenged. When she is not decluttering, Tracy is the proud co-executive director of One Kid, One World, a nonprofit building strong educational foundations for children in impoverished communities throughout Kenya and Central America. OKOW is providing kids with the basic yet essential fundamentals like desks and books, as well as paying teacher salaries, building classrooms, and even installing solar power technologies so kids can study at night. OKOW's most recent project, One Girl, One Pad, will provide access to reusable feminine hygiene kits to over 4,000 girls in Kenya, allowing them to attend school year-round. One Kid, One World is Tracy's full-time, non-paying passion. She lives in Los Angeles and knows where her keys are. So now I am going to bring with you my interview with Tracy. Well, listeners, I am excited. I always get excited when I have a fellow organizer on the podcast. And today I have Tracy McCubbin. Tracy McCubbin. Okay, listeners, you know how I am. So it's Tracy McCubbin, and I'm going to say it over and over again. So Tracy McCubbin, she is not only an organizer, but she is also the author of Making Space Clutter-Free, the last book on decluttering you'll ever need. Welcome, Tracy.
Thank you, Janet. I am so excited to be here. I have followed you for a long time.
So before we get into all of the organizing questions, what made you, one, decide to be an organizer, but also two, decide to write your book?
Oh, I don't think I decided to become an organizer. I think the universe, those gentle hands on your back pushed me that way. I had been a secretary, an executive assistant, a personal assistant. I'd done the books for companies. And people started to ask me to help them. Oh, my grandma passed away. Can you help me, clean out her house? So it just sort of rolled along. And then I'm the child of a hoarder. So I grew up with a dad who was an extreme hoarder. And so it was kind of a perfect marriage. So at first, when people were asking me to do these jobs, I didn't even charge. I was like, oh, I can help it. I can help. And then people were like, no, I need to pay you. And I was like, oh, and it was literally a friend of mine that said, that's a business, right? And I was like, no, I'm just, I'm being of service. He's like, no, you can charge money. So I came up with my company name, dClutterfly, and I made a little website, and 14 years later, here we are. So I think it was my calling.
And I know everybody's glad that you did. So my first question to you, Tracy, is how does clutter affect mental health, both in the home, but specifically, now that a lot of people are working in the home office, how does that impact us?
So clutter is a constant to-do list. When you have clutter, your brain is occupied. Where does this go? What should I do with this? I don't know where to put this down. And Janet, as they've done so many studies of the effect of clutter and stress, especially in women. It just jacks our cortisol, which is our fight or flight. So it's not about, what I always say to my clients is, it's not about having a perfect house. It's not about looking good for the pictures. It's about your house working for you. And if you have to clear your clothes off the bed to sleep at night, you're not going to get a good night's sleep. If you have to clear the kitchen counters to cook dinner, you're going to get fast food takeout. Every bit of clutter makes your life harder. So it's really, I want people to understand that this isn't about being, Pinterest perfect. This is about having a home that supports you and your family and gets you ready to, when we get out in the world again, like best foot forward. It's really so directly related. And my goal in life is I want people to be happy in every room in their house.
And I especially understand what you said when regarding to the bed, and I don't think people really understand the benefits of having an organized bedroom. I mean, because, life is a little different now. You may be working from home, homeschooling, managing everything in the house, and you want to have a space where, like, at the end of the day, you can just like throw yourself on the bed and just relax. But also when you wake up in the morning, you want to be like, oh, energized. So, you aren't, like you said, all that clutter is just not coming at you. So, yes, yes.
Yeah, and also it sends a message to yourself. Life is so hard, and especially hard now. And if you're schooling your kids from home and working from home, or if you're trying to do this single, it's really hard. So, I want you to kind of treat yourself special, like as you are, and have a sanctuary, have a place you can crawl into. If you got to push dirty clothes off the bed at the end of the day, that tells your head something.
Mm. So, Tracy, what are like a couple things that people can do either in the home or the home office just to really, make it a little more happier place, a more joyful place, even be able to just sit down in a chair and prop your feet up and not see anything?
So I like to tell people that decluttering is a bit like dieting, right? That you got to stay on top of it. Some people get super enthused and they are a weekend warrior and they get it all done. And then guess what? It creeps back. It's like that cookie you ate or that candy I might have had yesterday for Valentine's Day. So you've got to plan in regular decluttering and organizing sessions with yourself. Put them in your calendar, make a date with yourself. And what people need to understand is if you can get on a regular schedule, it gets easier. You'll get to a point. I've had clients where I make myself obsolete, right? I get them on a regular schedule, and then pretty soon they're like, yeah, I don't need you anymore, which is really my goal. So if you can get a regular schedule, then you get to a point. And for me, I like to do it Sunday afternoons. I like to tidy up the house Sunday afternoon. And that includes the top of my desk, that includes my clothes, so that Monday morning I'm ready to go. And if people can get into a regular habit, it becomes easier. It's not such a treacherous task. It's not so emotional. And then you just, it becomes part of your chores.
And I think you're right about that. It does have to become a part of your lifestyle because a lot of people think, okay, I'm going to get organized now. That's it. But then, no, you got to
Nope.
see. Nope, it doesn't work like that because I tell people and that was pre COVID, I could always tell when my schedule was hectic because I would be working, with clients, and people don't understand. I'm working with clients. I come home, I want to eat, and I just want to go to sleep. And then I realized,
Yes.
okay, like you said, that weekend you do yours on Sunday, sometimes Saturday morning. It's like, all right, I'm talking to the house because I'm single. All right, we got to get everything together again. So yes, people that schedule that time.
And here's a really great thing that I've realized. If you can't, put a room back together in 20 minutes or less, clutter's gotten the upper hand.
Oh, did you hear that, listeners? Ooh, Tracy's been dropping some little nuggets today. I just want to let you because I wrote a lot of little stuff down here. So Tracy, with everything that you do, of course, with the business, you're an author, you're a speaker, you work with clients and family. How do you manage it all?
Ooh, well, the key to happiness is time management, as we all know. For me, it's really booking the time, right? Like say, like this is going to be these 2 hours on Monday are going to be admin time. I got to deal with the business of being a human. I got to make doctor's appointments. I got to pay that insurance bill. I got to book that in. I got to book my workouts in. And, I got to book my client time in. I got to book follow up with clients. And I think we forget that, everything we do makes more work. So if I clean off the top of my desk, it's going to generate a bunch of actionable items. But I think, oh, clean it off and I'm done. No, there's going to be more work. So it's about really understanding the flow and really for me too, like put the phone down. I own my own business. As you know, I could work 24 hours a day and it wouldn't be enough. And sometimes I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put the phone down and I'm going to have dinner with my partner and ask how his day was. Like, I got to take care of myself.
And that is so true, Tracy, because a couple weeks ago, I looked at my schedule and I'm like, how in the world did I have 5 Zoom meetings on a Sunday? I'm not supposed to be working. And I told people that one in the middle, because a couple of them were just quick ones, but that one in the middle, I realized it involved other stuff. And I had to say, you know what? This is not the time I feel like dealing with the meeting or other stuff. And I just had to, and sometimes, like you said, you just got to like, you know what? I need my Sundays. I need a day. Even if
A,
it's not, yeah. So
a
I
day. And also for us, and I think really as women, to be okay saying no, to be okay. Say, you know what? I can't do that day. Here's 3 other days and it may be 2 weeks away, but I can't do it. I need to go to the grocery store. And now it's a whole process. So
and you're right, and you're right, and I think a lot of times we need to take that into consideration as well. Tracy, it has truly been a joy to talk to you. So how can listeners get in contact with you, get your book?
oh, this has been just a delight. So my book is called Making Space Clutter-Free. It's on all the big book sites, Amazon, Barnes and Noble, everybody. And you can find me at Instagram. The Instagram is Tracy_McCubbin. And then I have a private Facebook group that I go live every Wednesday where people can ask me questions called Conquer Your Clutter with Tracy McCubbin.
And of course, listeners, I will have direct links to Tracy's site so you can reach out her directly and connect with her. So Tracy, thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you for all you do for the world, Janet. Thank you.
Like this show and want to make your own? Let me tell you about Anchor. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Now you can even add any song from Spotify directly to your episode. The possibilities are endless for what you can create, whether it's music analysis, your own radio show, or something the world's never heard before. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free app or go to anchor.fm to get started. So I hope you were taking lots of notes from my conversation with Tracy. She was really giving us a lot to think about. So now I want to move on to Taylor's tip time. So this episode 1, I want you to decide what you want to accomplish. Do you want to clear the bed? Do you want to clear the chair? Do you want to clear the corner? Schedule time. Remember Tracy said schedule time to get stuff done. And of course, maybe you need to get a buddy. Maybe you need to find somebody who maybe wants to eat healthier or wants to exercise or wants to organize and say, look, I will keep you on track if you help me stay on track. And then number 4, as you schedule that time, roll up those sleeves and get started. And don't forget in all of this, as you move towards your goal and you get rid of stuff, to pat yourself back on the back for a job well done, for something accomplished. So, are you ready to live an organized life? Have you been working on getting organized and feel that you need someone to guide you from start to finish by providing you with details needed to clear the clutter and get organized? Let's talk so I can share how you can get back on track and get organized with my virtual sessions. All you got to do is go to my website at janetmtaylor.com, schedule a free 15-minute session, and I've also reduced the cost of my virtual sessions, my 30 and 60-minute sessions as well. Or maybe you are just overwhelmed, feeling like you can't manage all that is happening at work, your business, your life. Let me help you. I work with clients so they can get things done without feeling stressed or burned out. And they can create a life so you can have the time to do all that you want to do without feeling overwhelmed. Click the link in the show page, strategize and organize, so we can get started. Well, of course, I want to thank you for following me on social media, for your likes, your retweets, for subscribing to the YouTube channel, and for watching videos on the YouTube channel. And of course, I want to encourage you to follow me on Pinterest. And of course, I have a Pinterest board on clutter busting, decluttering. So check that out. And what is today? I'm waiting. I can hear you all chanting, Toss It Tuesday. So I want to challenge you to clear the clutter off of your favorite chair. It could be your exercise bike, but just one spot so you can sit down and you can relax and enjoy your space. My app suggestion is Calm, because sometimes in all of the chaos inside and outside the house and all the things we have to manage, we just need a moment. So check out Calm. And of course, in my product suggestion for this week, Lazy Susans. They are wonderful because you can put them in your kitchen, you can put them in your bathroom, and it makes sometimes those awkward spaces not only a lot more usable and functional, but then you can organize things, because all you have to do is you just got to spin that Lazy Susan around. And of course, check out my repurpose section, whether it's for the office, the garden, or just in general, on how you can bring new life for something that you love. Now, of course, my book selection for this week is Tracy's book. It's called Making Space, Clutter-Free, the last book on the decluttering you will ever need. Again, Making Space, Clutter-Free, the last book on decluttering you will ever need. So make sure you get your copy. And my quote for you this week is, declutter the mess in your home and heart. Don't let your past crowd out your future. Again, declutter the mess in your home and your heart. Don't let your past crowd out your future. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Thank you for listening. Be sure to share this podcast with your family, your friends, and on your social media network. And please visit my website at janetmtaylor.com. And until next time, Have a clutter-free day, but most of all, have an organized week. Organization is a quintessential element of a clutter-free life. Join me as we take this journey together. Along the way, we will find the necessary answers to your organizing dilemma. My name is Janet M. Taylor, and you are tuned in to Got Clutter, Get Organized.